And man, we got a little show for y'all tonight. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we got a show for y'all tonight. We got a couple of special guests. We have Ronnie Speed from the Ronnie Speed TV. Y'all need to check out his channel if you don't know this
Making
cat.
two
This
racks
cat
a
is
week.
Mister 2 racks a week, and we love his flow because this is one positive dude. And you know what he does? He's like us, or we're like him, however you want to word it. Um, we're always bringing in people, man, that are on the show, that are out there hustling and proving, showing receipts and getting it done. So, Ronnie, we want to welcome you to the show tonight. Next
Welcome,
to
welcome.
him,
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me once again. I'm excited to be here. You know, about to have a good
you
time.
blessing us tonight. You blessing us tonight. And
Yeah.
next to him, we got Mr. Freddie Cruz from Hot 105, The Quiet Storm, Mr. Steven in live from LA. He's only going to be able to be here for like 5 hours, and then he's got to go on the radio and do his job. You know, get all them dudes hyped up, and they ain't going to get nothing tonight.
We've been
Below
going
him,
2.5, so.
hey, Eddie, be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
We've
You
been
better be
going
nice, man.
2.5 hours, so.
I send you something over there, man. You ain't gonna like it, bro. I tell you now, man.
Hey,
All
I
right,
got,
and
I
then
got
you
my
got
little friend too.
okay, well, I don't even know where to go with that, y'all. Anyway, we got Eddie driving in style, who's already threatened me.
With
That's
that
okay.
$5
We got
ebook. $5 ebook.
bro, Eddie. You know we got alligators down here, right? I need to show you my little friend. I need to show you my little friend, bro.
Yeah, we still, it's been going on. Yeah, and even Joe Rogan spoke about the little big ass snakes that you guys got down there in Florida.
Big little snakes, bro. Them things get
No,
30
the
foot long.
big
What are you
ass
talking
snakes.
about?
Yeah,
They'll wrap your little 5'6" ass up and get
we
room
can
for
go.
Brandon, who's sitting
We
right
can
next to Eddie.
go.
Brandon, the Chicago Tesla driver this week. This dude keeps changing his name so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this dude's in the Uber and Lyft witness protection program. I don't get in with the name changes all the time.
Hold on. What was it? What was his cars? What was his cars? He went from a truck to the Porsche,
he had a
and now
Porsche.
to the Tesla.
He had a
No,
Q7.
he had a
Oh
car.
no! You're way off. See,
All right, go.
I went before RideShare. I had a Mustang, and then into RideShare, I had an Audi A7, and then I had a Subaru Ascent, like 2 months after. And then after that, I tried to get a Ford Expedition. That turned out to be a lemon. And then I got the Subaru Ascent back. And then I got the Audi Q7. And then from the Audi Q7, I am now in a Porsche Cayenne.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I went from Tesla to Caddy. That's it. That is it. That's a lot of cars. That is a lot of cars. And Ronnie, by the way, Ronnie was making more money than I was with a damn Prius. In the beginning with this whole entire thing, Ronnie, how we end up meeting up in the first place? And you're like, hey, let me get you. Let's do a. I was like on your channel, and you're like, let me get you some subscribers and stuff, which actually worked. Thanks a lot for that. That's why I always I talk to these guys about it. But I was making $2,000. I was making $2,000, but I was hustling it. I mean, I was like really like out there like 12 hours straight for me to make that. And then Ronnie was doing like $3,000, but he was making like $3,000. $3,000.
Bro, are we gonna have more echo problems with you tonight?
There's some echo.
No, that was me. That was on my.
That's Eddie.
All right. So
Eddie's talking on a concert hall.
Okay. What I want to do now that we got all the technical difficulties out the way, I'd like for Ronnie to tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just with the RideShare, obviously the RideShare up front, you know, how you're making your money and your thoughts and beliefs behind that.
Mhm.
But something we don't touch on enough in this group is that physical fitness and getting it in while you're in between rides. I think that's a really good thing. So, sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you. Like I said, thanks for having me. Y'all already know I got to do my introduction.
Do it.
Do it, bro.
Man, what's going on, people? Drum roll. Ronnie Speed coming back. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for all the people that's going to be watching this video and you are unfamiliar with my content, my name is Ronnie Speed. Of course, I've been doing Uber and Lyft maybe since about the fall of 2016 when I first started. And I was working I did it part-time. I was working 2 jobs at the San Francisco airport for Delta Airline. So shout out to Delta. I was trying to get back in school because I got dismissed from school for a little bit because it was expensive and I couldn't afford it. So working 2 jobs at the airport, pretty much there from 11 a.m. And if I didn't get a ride home, I had to pretty much sleep at the airport. So until the train
Okay.
came back up to the BART for all the people who are with the Bay Area transportation. So I'm there all night, and friend of mine who was working at the airport with me, he was like, "Hey man, like, look, I'm driving Uber." He's showing me the numbers like 1,200, 700, 800, 1,400. I'm like, "Damn, you making this? I know I can make more." So he's like, "Yeah, it's a company. They have like a leasing program where you can rent a car. You can have the car. You can make more money." And I signed up, man, and the rest is history. I loved it. Eventually switched over to doing it full time. So I've been at it since 2017 full time, man. So far I've completed over 30,000 trips. So I'm a seasoned
Wow.
veteran. So I've completed a lot of trips, man. So a lot of people, oh, he didn't really complete that many trips. He's lying. And hold on, I'm about to show you real quick with my
My
profile.
man said 30,000 trips.
Yep. So this is Uber right there. Y'all can see like at 23,000. And let me go to my Lyft profile.
God
And I'm
damn.
gonna show you that. Oh, you can see right there. 7,000. So that's 30,000. Not too shabby.
Not
So
too at all.
yeah, man. So I never even knew I'd be driving this long, man. I guess my epiphany for myself was the year 2019. I remember getting my 1099 in the mail from 2018, and I like gross like 80, net like 60, and I'm like, damn, I made this much. I was just bullshitting. And I was like, all right, man, I'm about to try to go after it. I was fired up. I was like, okay, now I have the opportunity to make 6 figures. So that was like my motivation for myself. Not only that, I knew I was capable. I knew I could do it. And 2, the people who I used to drive around, who used to drive ex drivers, or yeah, I used to drive, but it wasn't no money, and I did spreadsheets and the gas and this, and oh, we need to strike. Trust me, everything that y'all hearing right now, I was hearing years ago. So it's just like the wheel to just continue to spin, and people just continue spinning their wheels. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make 100,000. If I wanted to be the best, what do I have to do? Number one, I had to know my market and test like every day. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start a 30-day challenge for myself. So I was like, I'm gonna drive 12 hours a day for 30 days, as many times as possible within that 30 days. And it was hard, but during that time, I learned a lot about not only the market, but I learned a lot about myself. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Like, people are so caught up in the numbers, so caught up in the small details, but they really haven't tested themselves. They really don't know what they're truly capable of doing, man. And the thing about this, once you transition to doing rideshare full time, if you were working a 9 to 5, everything is pretty much, done for you. You got to be at work at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever the time, whatever the case may be. You're going to be at work or you're going to get fired. But with driving and doing ride share, it's all on you. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody holding you accountable. So if you're not disciplined, you will be fucked. And that's one thing, I guess, I'm used to being disciplined from being an athlete. So I was an athlete pretty much my whole life. So it was just easy for me to get up and, get to it. And, along the way, I was just trying to always seek opportunity. Like, I was, okay, I know I don't want to drive long term. What else do I want to do? So I'm out here in the Bay Area. I'm talking to people, having conversations. People are telling me about certain resources and certain things that I can learn, as far as like if I want to learn Salesforce, I could get on Trailhead, learn about the CRM. If I wanted to code, I could get on Code Academy or Udemy and learn how to code in Python or JavaScript, whatever. So the opportunity is out here. It all depends on you and your mindset. If you are closed-minded and you are driving, you are pissed off the whole time, you worried about stuff that's really not going to change your life, you're going to miss the blessings that comes along, with doing this. And that's just how I look at it, man. You got to hold yourself accountable and you got to get out there, make yourself more valuable, man. Cause people, they want Uber and Lyft to be something totally different. And, oh, we need this and we need benefits and they need to change this. It's not going to happen, man. You got to put yourself on. Sorry for the long rant, but that's how I view
No, bro.
Preach. I was solid. I was listening. Yeah.
Listen, you're following right up with what we try to do here.
Okay.
Because like with Eddie, right? So Eddie and I, Eddie's learning to trade, right? Trade the markets in the morning.
Okay.
So
Forex. Oh, my bad. I didn't want to cut you
off. No, bro. Speak on it. No, we're not doing Forex right now.
Okay.
He's learning option trading.
Okay.
Because the quickest way to grow a small account is option trading.
Okay.
Forex. Now, my son-in-law, he's big time Forex guy. He was. He put himself through college trading Forex, right? But I personally never got. Anyway, the point is that Eddie's channel was really built on hustling, getting 2 stacks a week with the Tesla, right? That's what built his channel. But now he's stepped up, got into the caddy, right? So now he's got a little more time because the rides aren't as frequent, right? So he's learning to trade. And let me tell you something. I think Eddie, out of all of us on this, in the RideShare garage, all of us, Eddie's got the bigger hater base, bro.
Really?
He got the hater. Oh,
did most of the haters come from the driving or the trading?
The driving, bro.
From the driving. Would you believe this?
Speak on it, Eddie.
But the thing is, Ronnie, you should know, Ronnie, because the haters, they just keep typing, and the thing is, the more they type, the more attention it attracts to the YouTube channel. So I make more money. So
of course,
it helps me a lot. But but now I have one, but he keeps going after like others and like, hey, like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, just get over yourself, It's like it's me that's actually making the money, and when things get bad, it's me that's got to deal with it, not you. I was like, I have to do this, whether you like it or not. It's like I'm sorry that I'm like, not doing what you want me to do, but I have to do what I gotta do because it is, it's my life. I'm like, not yours. But man, hate is bad, man.
Yeah, man. Haters gonna hate, man, and I love it, man. Because sometimes I go to my comments, I just like, how can you hate on me? I think I seen some girl like, oh well, you're unattractively ugly or something because you always talk about yourself. I'm like, shut up, man. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna continue to talk about myself. Like the people who really know me, like this is how I am all day. Like I just don't do it just for YouTube. I am really, like this. So
you expect excellence for yourself.
Yeah, if you confident, you hold yourself to a standard. And it's like you enjoying what you're doing, you having fun, you showing people like what could be done if you have the right attitude and the right mindset. They still gonna find some type of way to try to bring you down, man.
All day long, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, man. But I love it.
Competition. Ron, how are you making? All right. See, you did it with the Prius, and I know you lost your Prius, and you're still driving the Tesla, if I'm correct, right? And it is the rental.
Prius now. I'm back to another Prius. I'm on my second Prius.
Yes,
so
yes,
okay.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So how are you doing it with the Prius? Because I know you were making more than me, and I was actually a little jealous.
It's pretty much like the same thing. I mean, shit, you get out there and just attack it. So drive anywhere from 9 to 12 hours a day. And at the time, I think the incentives was a lot better. Like in 2021, I think that's when I really start, making content. So at the time, if you get a quest bonus Monday through Thursday for like 200, then maybe like another, 200. So you got $400 or $500 in incentives. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. I just know my market. Like, regardless of what time of the day I start, it's been times where I used to start like at 4 a.m. Then I start to wake up later. Started 8, start at 10. It's like if you out there and you being consistent, you will pretty much make the same. At least out here, man. I can't promise everybody that, but I don't do nothing fancy, man. I think most people truly know what they have to do. They just don't want to do it. You know, they know they have to drive.
100%.
They know they have to get out there and be consistent.
Right.
But it's easy for people not to do. And the reason why it's so easy for them, because one, they are not striving for nothing. If only thing you are doing is driving, then it's like when times get hard, what's gonna keep you out there? And nothing gonna keep you out there because you don't have a vision for what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. You don't have a plan. You just driving to make money. I get it. No, trust me, I totally get it because that's how I started off. Then once you really start to see the opportunity in this after talking to so many people, then people asking you questions, then you start to think and get creative. Like, okay, if a lot of people are asking me these questions over and over and over again, obviously some type of market like gap in the market. Yeah. So I don't do nothing special, man. I just get out here and drive.
Just go out and work.
Yeah.
Some guys work. It's like, how many hours do you work? I was like, as many as it takes. How much money do you need? What are your goals? If you have your goals, you need the money to fund your dreams, right? So I was like, however long you need to stay out there. If you need to stay out there 20 hours driving,
don't let your dreams be dreams.
For you to make the money, you stay out there and make the money. I was like, ain't nobody else gonna give it to you. You know, just go out there and drive. Mm-hmm. That was how I was able to get into my caddy after I lost the Tesla. From the Tesla to a goddamn Nissan, it freaking sucked. All right. And then I went back to the Tesla rental, and then they shut my app off, and then I had to go to another Nissan, and it sucked bad, man. Actually, you sent me a message too there, Ronnie. And then after I busted my butt, I was able to get back into a car, and instead of buying a Tesla, I bought a caddy.
Yeah, I seen that. Congrats. I see somebody in the chat saying what year Prius. The year Prius I have right now is 2013. And let me talk about that real quick. A lot of people, you don't need, especially if you are new to the game, you don't need to go out there and get the most expensive car because one, you're probably not going to drive anyway. So you're going to have this expensive car that you're not going to drive. You don't have the experience, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the work ethic, you don't even know what to expect. So I've met a lot of drivers like that. If the times I've taken Uber and I asked them about their experience, and this one guy, he's like, yeah, man, Uber, they made me buy this car and it was $30,000 and I'm not making money and this. Like, no, man, you don't need to do that. So depending on what your market requirements are, like out here in the Bay Area, your car has to be 15 years old or newer. You could just get something that will last you for like 4 or 5 years. And the reason why I say that is because you want to get something cheap, especially if you new, because you could pay it off as quick as possible, which would mitigate your risk. Because if you out here, driving something like really expensive, that leaves more risk on the table for you. If you get an accident, you get hit or something, now you got to come up with a deductible. Now you got to, rent a car, stuff like that. So, man,
no,
that's
real talk. Yeah, but that's real talk for the newer people. When you're experienced and you got some time in the game and you know your market, you understand what your goals are. Mm-hmm. Then you can step up if you want to step up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You step up. You step up.
Oh, this guy with this
stop,
bro.
Stop. Why don't you show me your
what was he showing?
He's showing his skyline.
Oh, yeah.
Skyline. Downtown Chicago. He's out there balling.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a baller. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Brandon, I'm gonna be nice to you tonight, bro. You're my brother, and I love you, and I'm gonna be nice to you tonight. Okay, but you will never beat.
You better be nice to me.
You will never beat that downtown Brickell skyline. You will never be. You know what?
You're never down there. You're never down there, so you can't show me what's up.
I can go down there right now, jump on the 17th floor at the Mint, and live like a fucking king if I wanted to.
Do it then. Show me,
that, bro. I don't want. You know what? I don't have to show you.
Yeah, you do.
You know how I show you? I done put 4 kids. Done help put 4 kids through college. Okay. When you get there, breaking generational cycles, creating wealth, not necessarily from me, but from them, for them, by them. That's accomplishing something. And you know what? If I want to dip my toes in the sand, I'm 30 minutes from Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm 35 minutes from South Beach. Okay, I can go either way. 35 minutes, South Beach in Miami, South Beach in Boca. I'm 40 minutes from the nudie beach if I want to go let it all hang out.
Mm.
For y'all on Hollywood, if y'all know what I'm talking about, No,
Damn
and I'm
it,
straight, bro. I love my
see,
twisted.
and
Anyway,
then now,
back to the point.
see, and the reason why I got the caddy was because the caddy was bigger, 7-seater, and I have more options. I don't have to actually stick to ride sharing anymore. I could do private rides because my market actually does have the ability for me to pick up private clientele. But I also have other apps, kind of like Roadie and VHO, that I've been using. That's been making me money in case Lyft and Uber kind of just die down on me. I have other options because I actually have an SUV. So that
Okay.
was another reason why I got the caddy.
All right, so
Yeah.
But
Archie Johnson.
people say it was because of Vinny. People say because of Vinny.
It
I
was
said,
because
"Damn."
of Vinny.
No, Vinny was. I wanted to buy another car, but I
You
not
almost
really
bought it.
didn't
You
want to get
almost bought an XT6 with 6 seats, bro.
almost. Almost. And then
Hey,
I
sometimes
changed.
you don't know everything. I mean, I jumped into
Yeah.
I knew I wanted 7 seats on my car, but
I don't know why
sometimes
you guys
it's
are
the
hating, bro. I don't know why you guys are hating, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get it why you guys are hating, bro. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I
Okay.
put in my time on the little platforms. I went out
And
there
if
and
you do your
busted.
little research on it, they last a while. If you just take care of them, they last a while. That's why a lot of
Bro,
people here
listen.
got the caddies. They
Until
got
you get ready to
Cadillacs over here. They're
resell it
all
for
over.
less than half the cost.
Well,
Okay.
that's if
you run
Yo,
it
who
into the
cares?
ground. You don't
It doesn't
sell it,
matter.
you
It's what
run
you
it into the
do.
ground.
That's
let me ask you a
it's what
question.
you're doing.
Let me ask
It's
you a
what you're
question.
doing with the money.
That's right. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Listen, if you're not out here doing, Ronnie just told you, bro. See, Brandon, you go at it a little different, but Ronnie just told you go low end, low cost, right? Do the maintenance, pay the damn thing off, and move forward into your next vehicle. Not everybody's built, not everybody wants to drive on the top tiers. There's a lot of people that they ain't trying to make this a $2,000 a week job, $3,000 a week job. Some of us, listen, we hit our K every week. We're good. 900, 1,000, 1,100, 25, 30 hours a week. That leaves room to do other things.
Right.
People just need to understand that. If you're out here trying to make RideShare a goddamn career, man, just leave the channel now, bro, because
Bad.
we ain't about
Yeah.
that.
Right.
We ain't about that.
Yeah. The reason why I said it because I know how people are, man. It's like, especially when they buy a car, they get car fever, they get car happy, they want the best thing just to do a job. And especially if they have absolutely no experience, they don't know what to expect. People coming in, they spilling coffee, they dogs are throwing up, they're throwing
Yep.
up, they got mud, they got dirt all in their shoes, stuff like that. And if you are new, you're gonna be like look in the rear view mirror, like, dang, I hope this motherfucker don't spill nothing. Please don't spill. Like, dang, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that irritating factor as well. And most people, like I said, they're not gonna be driving like that. So then they're gonna be
Mhm.
stuck with a car note. So that's why I said, man, like they could do what they want to do, but I just
Excuse to
try
buy a car.
yeah, I just try to give advice for most people, especially if they have never done this with no skin in the game, no experience, because they're gonna quit.
Mhm.
That's why
Well, see
when they
now,
rent the Teslas,
Yeah.
when they rent the Teslas, it's very expensive. And I was like, I'm not telling you to rent the Tesla. I'm just saying that I'm doing it with the Tesla. That's why in the beginning of my videos, I was never advertising the rental of the Tesla. You could do it, but you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Because your
And
payments are gonna be up there.
I
yeah,
found my receipts, Eddie. I found my receipts, but I mean, Ronnie already covered it in one of his videos. You guys should go and look at his videos. He does a whole breakdown on having that vehicle for how many months? Was it 3?
I had it for like 3.5 months.
It was
How much?
insane.
And I think it was like 8,000 something within those 3.5 months. Yeah.
Say
I'm
what?
like, dang.
woo.
Yeah, about like 8,000. Yep.
He said it
Mhm.
himself in the video. He was sick thinking about how much he spent on that thing.
God damn, that's double the down payment required to buy the damn thing.
Right.
Was
It
like
almost could have paid for the
25,
car that he bought.
Like $4,000, 4,500 for a down payment, and hell, they'll
No,
deliver this thing to your door in 3
it
months.
almost could have paid for the car he ended up buying.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then I mean, it was a cool driving experience.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
just
Yeah.
wasn't for me. Like, man, the
It's a
charging.
necessary evil that we can deal with.
And I
So
try to explain to people that same factor on the charging. There's much more to analyzing being in an electric car than just thinking, oh well, the electricity is cheaper per mile. This is, like you said, the analyzing and trying to figure out this and that. I mean, you can make it work, but you have to put in the work to make it work. And don't think it's just gonna all of a sudden it's gonna solve all your problems just because you have an electric vehicle. Now, I will say there's certain people like Chicago Lux driver below me. He's got free charging, so he gets to take advantage of that. That's cool. But New Year's Eve, I lost an hour to an hour and a half of driving because I had to charge
Yep.
2 to 3 times. Going from 20 to 80% and then trying to get back out there. Those were hours I could have been capitalizing on all the bonuses that were out there. $15, $20 bonuses. So,
Yeah.
there are downsides to you gotta analyze smart.
And I think I mentioned that like when I did like the review. If you take in like an hour to hour and a half charging a day, let's say in the week, that could be at least 6+ hours that you could be spending on doing something else, like editing videos. At least for me, editing videos, working out, coming up with new video ideas, new stuff like that. So that time, man, a lot of people have to consider that as well. Because like over a week, over months, over years, you can't get that time back. But they can do what they want to do, man. It all depends on how important it is. I don't care because I could make money in the Prius. So I don't give a damn.
whoops.
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
Linda,
do you make the same amount of money with the Prius as you did with the
second.
Tesla?
Oh, I'm
One
about to
second.
say it's like
Let me
Yeah,
catch
Linda.
up to a couple of the comments here.
Yeah.
Miss Linda, man, let me tell you, y'all know Medea, right? Well, y'all got to check out Miss Linda's Kadia. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
It's hysterical, man. She is. Listen, y'all go check out Linda's channel too. And thank you for that $5 super sticker there. Miss Linda's question was: are any of you guys picking up patients from the hospital yet? I can
Oh,
tell you,
have.
not me, but if you have, speak on it.
I have plenty of times.
I have. How do you feel about it though?
I mean, I don't mind. I mean,
Cancel?
people
Okay.
they gotta, huh?
If
No,
it's
He
people,
said
not
cancel.
cancel.
they gotta get to point A to point B. So
Right.
it's unfortunate sometimes because you see them like, damn,
Right.
they about to be moving slow as hell. But
I'm
I
worried
swear
about
to
them.
man, I promise you. But I remember one time I picked this lady up. She wasn't even at a hospital. I know she had she was in a wheelchair, and I assisted her, and also like a family member assisted her to get in and out the car. No lie, I timed her like to get out. It took her 10 minutes.
Wow.
No lie, because the reason why I timed her, because it took her so long to get in the car. I'm like, I'm about to time her to see how long it take her to get out the car. It took her 10 minutes.
Wow.
So
That's why I like getting out and opening the door for them to get in, and then I get out again to open the door so they can get out.
yeah,
Quick,
yeah.
easy, quick and out.
Yeah,
Work to get back to
you know
work.
what? But with what Ronnie's speaking on there, that happens down here too a lot. If I'm north of me, Boca Del Rey, it's a much older population. And they ordered. Listen, bro, I had this one dude. It's going like 35 miles. Lux Black XL, one rider. Lux Black XL. Now y'all know Lux Black XL pays the big money. Ain't that right, Brandon? You like that $17 for 1 mile? Anyway, right? So I pull up and it's the chick's father, and he's going back to his nursing home. And dude was just, I mean, he's old. He had to be like in his 90s, and it just takes a little time. So you show a little patience, you make it happen. But 10 minutes is a lot of damn time to wait.
Yeah, luckily it was like the last ride, so I didn't care. But
my
sometimes,
big
man,
issue.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I was pretty much done. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for me, it comes down to like you were saying earlier, these people bringing stuff into the car and dropping stuff, dripping stuff, and whatnot, and coming from, I don't know what the situation is with the medical facility and what they're coming out of. I don't know if they've got something that they're contagious. I don't know if I need to clean my car. I don't, and what's the proper procedure? Sergio went into this on his live stream. It's just, I've picked up from these centers and I picked up someone and dropped them off in the assists, and a lot of the Lux rides are now coming in assists, especially in the morning. So
I
it's
decline
just,
them all.
sometimes I don't pay attention to the destination. That's part of the problem. So I don't realize that it's one of those until I accept it, because it doesn't say it's an assist. It'll tell you it's a lift. It'll tell you it's a lift Lux. It'll tell you if it's a lift Lux Black and everything else, everything between, but it won't tell you that it's an assist. So but yeah, in those situations, and most of the time it's been extremely pleasant. It's just, someone that might have a cane or might have a walker or a wheelchair, but sometimes it's like kind of questionable. It's like they're a little like, what kind of procedure did you just have? And do I need to worry about whether or not this stuff leaking on my seat? Yeah. And you're trying to assist the person in, and I don't want to be responsible for harming someone, in that situation.
It would be nice if they get an assistant to come with them, right? And then you can, you could do like a round trip.
I've had rides like that.
I'm not trained for
rides
that.
like that.
I'm not trained for anything.
I've had a few rides where there was an assistant that came with the person, and in those instances, I took them.
In me, they just bring them in the wheelchair and boom, and then leave them there. And I'm like, hey, where are you going?
Yeah. Hey, wait,
wait. Oh, she's just gonna get in the cab. I was like, no, help her get in the damn cab.
Well, you're because a cab
if I well, that's what they say. I was like, oh yeah, the cab's here to pick you up. So I deal with it. Okay, I deal with it.
The cab.
You just let people trash you, Eddie. They just trash you, Eddie.
It's all right. As long as I'm taking their money.
Yeah, so I take responsibility.
All right, let me catch up with some of these questions in here. I hope I get the name right. Marcial Montesinos. I hope I got that right. He's put up a couple of good things in here.
Montesinos.
Okay? Nice.
Montesinos. Get it straight, right?
You know what, Eddie? I'm gonna get even tomorrow, bro. I got something for you tomorrow morning.
I wonder where's he driving.
So, Marcel, we're not sure where you drive at, but I read through your comments, and I'm kind of digging on them a little bit because, you were saying you prefer RideShare as a part-time deal with maybe a part-time job, so you have a little something steady. Meanwhile, you have opportunity to get out there and make a little more. So I get that. I wanted to bring that up. I'm trying to go through these. My comment moderator ain't doing his thing over there. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, so here's another question. Guys, can a rider cancel a ride while he is in the car? He ain't got darn supposed to. I think I had this happen to me, but not sure if it is possible for rider. Yes, listen, a rider, and you have to be aware of this on your app. Get your little Bluetooth, man. If you're not riding around with a Bluetooth, you got issues. Get your little Bluetooth, pop it in the ear. You ain't got to put them both in. Just put one in. Little ear pod deal. And if somebody cancels that ride, you're going to hear the notification in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll let you know so you don't get 10, 15, 20 miles down the line and realize you just did a free ride. And now, you're all pissed off and angry at the app. Well, I got to be honest. If they canceled the trip midway, if you're not listening for it, I don't know the right answer there. But if they do cancel it, yoke it to the curb, throw them out, and go on about your day. Don't even think twice about it. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe that only has happened like once since I've been driving. So, pretty much same protocol. I ride around with like the Apple EarPods in my ear so I can hear stuff. But I don't think it happens that often. But if they try to scam, do something shady, just kick them out. But sometimes accidents happen. Like let's say you pick up somebody, they're not good at English or English isn't their first language, and you try to confirm the ride. Sometimes they'll just say yeah. They'll get in the car and you drive, and next rider canceled. That's what happened to me. So I didn't throw him out. I just like, where you got to go? I just took him. Like, man, just get out. Sometimes it's just easier just to take the L and just drop them off.
All right, so Jeff is out. Jeff is out. Uber and Lyft want the hospital insurance money, so they are using us like pawns. Don't do it. And this is the other side of it. This is the other part to it, is the liability of it, right? And now I agree that it's certain cities, certain states got regulations for moving medical patients. Now it's supposed to be I guess non-emergency type people. Maybe they're just going to a doctor's appointment. That's okay. Coming back from a doctor's appointment's okay. But I mean, if they come out bandaged up, I mean, you got to let your conscience be your guide there, bro. I'm with like everybody else. I don't want that mess all over my car. That's a $70,000 truck out there, man. I ain't trying to have bloodstains on that shit. I might wind up like Jeff one day. Y'all remember when Jeff, Ronnie? I don't know if you're familiar with Jeff's videos, but he had a rider one night that he dropped him off. He smelled something funny in the car, so he pulled into a parking lot. A very well lit parking lot at night, and he looked back there and he had all kinds of flour all over the car. And the parking lot he pulled into was the local police department.
Oh, yeah, he had the good green.
So like Jeff, I don't want to get stuck with anything extra in the back seat or in the third row. So I get you there. All right, y'all go ahead. I'm just trying to get through these.
Yeah, there was one in there for me. I have only got nobody ever canceled on me. They like it. They like me. Everybody likes me. Even the ones that hate me, they like me.
Especially from New Jersey. Especially from New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey. Hey, can't make everybody happy, right?
All right. So what do you guys got tonight? I think I'm caught up on a lot of these comments.
Oh, I see somebody say gas prices. You got to think about gas prices, maintenance, and vehicle. I mean,
well,
sure. Elaborate on that.
Gas prices.
I would like him to elaborate on that. Because he went from talking about people don't tip to gas prices. You got to think about gas prices, maintenance on your vehicle.
Well, yeah, gas prices are really up there. The maintenance of the vehicle, yeah, I kind of do understand, and it kind of it digs into your profits and stuff. But this is where we go. Me and Ronnie go into, okay, you got to have your goals. For me, it doesn't matter much, because if I'm not making money with ride sharing, it's balancing out with the money I make with my affiliates, or with my YouTube, or with my AdSense that I have on my website. So it balances out that way. And again, the money that I make with ride sharing is what I make with ride sharing. I'm not including in there all the money that I make extra on the side. It's not a lot, but it's still extra money on the side. That's why I've been able to stay afloat when things got really bad. And not only that, I have incorporated, and I have like a ton of credit cards. So under my business name, so if something goes bad, I got my credit cards that are going to carry me, all right, until the market starts turning around. But the idea is to fund your dreams. You really need that money, and you need to put it somewhere that's going to create more money, all right, while you're not doing anything. So if you're not doing anything, that money's working for you. While you're out here working for this money, you got money out there working for you. That's why I'm going into trading. That's why I got the AdSense. That's why I got the ebook going. So it's just additional income that keeps coming in. All right. And I want to grow that, because ride sharing will come to an end sooner or later. It has to come to an end, because I'm not going to be 75 and doing this.
Right.
Don't look too good.
Yeah, those are good points. Back to his comment, he said you got to think about maintenance and gas. Why do we have to think about that? I mean, that's inevitable. You got to put gas in your car. You got to fix your car. I don't think about it. It is what it is. Like, it's all part of the game. So I don't know, man. I don't know what point you was trying to make, but
gas and maintenance is like the lowest expense. The biggest expense is your depreciation, and nobody even factors into that, the depreciation. You buy a vehicle and you plan to drive it for X amount of time. You got to think about how much money am I going to lose in that trade-in. And my God, people are like, oh, well, this and this and this. Yeah, well, it's cheap, but it's cheap because you're going to lose half your money when you trade that car back in when you're done with it.
Yeah. See, those things I don't really think about. What I think about is what I'm working on. But I do have one here. See, this is what it is. Okay, so this is what was it? Hold on, I'm sorry, I took yours out. No, not that one. Okay, hold on. Johet, what? Jehote? Am I saying this right, Abraham? So, yeah, all right. I followed. Yeah, he was asking me how I was able to nearly make 2,000. Okay, I literally followed the strategies on my ebook. All right. Even though it's a Cadillac, okay, I worked my way down the tiers, and I also did additional money with what was it? It's Rody, with Rody. I also did some rides with Rody and stuff. And I made that much. It was so close, man. I missed it by like $56, making 2,000. I know sometimes you don't want to go
You
down to that
suck.
tier, but you have to wake up early in the morning. Dude, I wake up at 3. I wake up at 3, and I think I hit the road by 5. If I hit it later on, then the odds of me making 300 for the day or close to it are very slim. But I have to be out there every day because not every day is the same. They could be like today. Today, I only work half the day because I woke up late, all videos full, and I hit the road at about 12, and I worked until about 7. Only made $187 for today. And again, this is what happens if I don't wake up early in the morning. So you just gotta wake up early in the morning. All right, hit the road by 5 at the latest. All right, do the strategies, do the harvesting. Oh, harvesting. If it's surging, you got to harvest. Um, and those little harvesting ones actually just kind of add up at the end of the week if you do, one or two and stuff. So that's how I was able to make my 2,000. I stuck to my strategies. No
All right.
deliveries.
Well, hey, bro, listen, and again, this goes back to where we're at, right? So, according to Eddie, I never work. According to Eddie, I never work, right? I got nothing but time on my hands all damn day and night. I ain't out there at 4 o'clock in the morning picking people up, in Parkland and taking them to the airport. I don't work, right? It's my fault that
Diddy
Eddie's
ain't got
out of
nothing on me.
work. But I do have time to watch other channels, and I try to watch as many channels as I can. And everybody's talking about the January slowdown, but it comes down again to making the adjustments, knowing how to pivot. If it's slow right now, the whole group was talking about this before the show tonight. This is an excellent time that if you're watering hole, your bottom spot, right? Your top money maker. If that spot is dry, move your ass someplace else. Try another area. Start experimenting. Let me ask you a question. Does it matter if I sit in one place and make no money? Or if I drive, maybe head to another different location and then make some money there?
You want to
Like,
know how you find that out without
I
guessing? It's called you plan for
sure.
events.
I hold
Well,
on. I
speak
got
on it
one. I
then.
got one. Hold on. What
Speak
events?
on it, Brandon. Let's go. Speak on it.
Like the number one thing that will make you money is knowing when events are, where they are, and when they're letting out, so that you're there when they're getting out, and you'll be the first person to get a ride. And then if it's a big enough event, when I'm next to 4 stadiums, luckily. But even if I was next to one, I would always be there 30 minutes before they let out. I would try to get an early pickup and then be there right before, do another one, and I could usually get about 4 rides during that time. And
Yeah.
within that 4 rides, I make about $100, $200.
Right. It's
That's
a
a
useful
pivot.
tool.
Yeah, I
Right.
think the best thing, me personally, I think the best thing, okay, let's say you in the market, it's slow, right? And you're not getting any rides. Now you have the perfect opportunity to work on something for yourself outside of driving. Because let's say if driving ended tomorrow, you couldn't drive no more. What would you do? Now I think a lot of people need to start asking themselves these type of questions. If I couldn't drive, what would I do? And start planning out your exit. Like, what skill sets do you have? What are you good at? How can you make money? So
That's
like
real.
last year we was coming out, the pandemic. A lot of things out here in the Bay Area was still, shut down. So okay, if it was slow, I'll just go home, work on my YouTube channel. Like it's always something that can be done. So I think a lot of people should start finding, okay, how else can I benefit? Don't go home and sit there and watch Vampire Diaries and get on 2K and all that stuff and watching Netflix, man. It's always something that you could done that can improve your life and that can improve yourself. So, be conscious of how much time that you're wasting outside of driving.
And you know what? And that's the thing, right? So a lot of drivers like to talk about, well, how much you make per hour and this, that, and the other. Well, how much are you worth for that hour? And when you're not working, if you're not getting rides, if you're not out here, you don't have the apps on, that hour is still worth something. And if
Right.
you're not using it to build yourself up and better yourself, what the hell's the point? Don't bitch about making $20 an hour on RideShare if you're not willing to invest that same time into bettering yourself and moving yourself forward in life.
Somebody asked me a question. Ronnie, how many
Yeah, how
miles
many
did you?
miles?
Okay, so the first Prius I got, I bought my first Prius in 2019. It was a 2007. It had 67,000 miles on it. When my transmission went out, it went out at 309,000. So the one I just got, the 2013, it had 98,000. And so I should probably get like another 200,000 plus out of that. So yeah, man, them Priuses, man, you could rack up a shit ton of miles on them. You could destroy them. So
When you're paying that lower price and working towards getting it paid off quick, minimizing your risk, that's a great thing. This is a good
we got
point to
Serge.
introduce. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. Sergio has joined us. He's been patient with us. But although the first time I think he was having a couple of technical difficulties because we have screenshots now of him too. He is now in the Eddie Club, right? He is now in the Eddie Club. Sergio, how you doing out there tonight, brother? How you doing in LA?
Great. How are you guys?
What's going on, man?
Excellent.
All right, so
All good
Sergio,
out here.
this is Ronnie. Ronnie,
Nice
this
to
is
meet you.
Sergio.
Pleasure.
Ronnie runs a channel called Ronnie Spree TV. He has a similar to your Show Me the Money Club, only on his, it's 2 racks a week. He brings on drivers that are out there catching that, 18, 2,000 and above every week. And so he was nice enough to join us like you, bringing some expertise to the channel. Sergio, what you got going on, brother?
Not much, bro. I think the technical issues were I blew up my computer today. I don't know.
Oh,
I was
Yeah.
no. I mean, I've been on and off Zoom. This, do that, this, that. So I think I overused it. I don't know. But this is relaxation time. So I want to go grab a beer and then chill out
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and listen to the experts who are all going to Arizona to kill it. Right? That's what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, Ronnie's out from your way. He's out from the Bay Area, and
Okay.
Steven's from LA.
Yeah.
Us other 3 bums, well, we're more to the east side.
Oh, I know that, but I thought you guys were all going because I had an interview with Channel 2 in Phoenix with what's her
Okay.
name? Anyway, so they asked me my opinion of what drivers should do and what passengers should do during the craziness that's about to come around, Super Bowl and the Waste Management Golf Tournament, which
Okay.
is going to be the perfect storm for drivers. So on that weekend, where's Jeff? Jeff better be making $3,000 that weekend. Otherwise,
He ain't gonna be by himself. I mean, we got one little glitch
So-
we got to work through, but the
Right.
goal is my intentions are to be there. I'm heading
Yep.
out there, and we're gonna see if we can make it happen. Brandon was going through something. I guess he talked with somebody from support. We just have to find out if they're considering that area a restricted city or not. And to
it's
me,
not. Actually, it's not. I spoke to a driver from Chicago today who's like an Uber Winterbird, like the Canadians. They go to Palm Springs on the weekend. He's actually going next week to Arizona. He's got a Tesla Y, and he says
So when I talked to support, they told me they couldn't add Arizona as a secondary city because it's a restricted city, and I would have to drop my application to Chicago and then quote unquote move to Arizona, and then I can drive. But with the way they're running background checks, I could be down for 2 to 3 weeks.
you have a,
So
yeah, I know,
I
but you
can't
have a
risk
month
doing
though.
that.
You have a month to do it. I mean, it's not until the 16th. So this driver does it pretty much every couple of months. He goes to a different city and drives in a different city, and he's driving the Tesla Y, the black one, and you know, he said it's
7-seat?
pretty easy on Lyft. It's a little bit more difficult on Uber. He said so.
Well, I
Yeah,
remember
so
it was like I was telling them when I made those trips, those big trips out of town. I mean, I was getting pings all the way up to Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah,
damn.
and obviously with Lyft, not with Uber. Uber, once
yeah,
you get to state line, they cut you off.
yeah,
But and you know what? Lyft. I don't know what the platforms are yet. Anybody out there in Phoenix that's driving Lyft that has an SUV or a midsize SUV, I'd like to know if they've got Lux Black XL out there, because that's the money makers. And that would be the main reason why I would head out there, not just to harass Jeff, which I promise you I'm going to do. I am going to harass the hell out of Jeff. But it's also, slap Eddie around a little bit, maybe, let Brandon drive a Cadillac so he knows what a real car feels like. And anyway, anyway, so yeah. So what else? Hey, Sergio, I wanted to ask you something. I watched your show last night,
yeah. I saw you.
and yeah, well, it's okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I wanted I'm not going to use the word correct. The new Uber Pro card.
Yeah,
Okay, they did switch from Green Bank, and they went to a different bank.
yeah,
I got the card. I'm testing it because I'm going to make a video on it. I haven't found many problems with it. Yeah, every ride's automatically onto that card. There's no charge for moving it onto that card. It does have, those backup balances or whatever. I don't need that crap, but it's
yeah.
there.
Well,
The only thing is when you go ahead.
I've had drivers. You know, we talked about it, I think, a couple of shows ago. Just be careful with all the credits that the second you finish your trip, it's obviously crediting, into the debit card. It's going into the debit card.
Right.
Check those. He
To make
he
sure
had
they match.
nothing but discrepancies, and mostly on the short side. Couple on the long side, but mostly on the short side.
Okay.
And it took him hours and hours, and then they gave him a few more bucks than they actually owed him for his inconvenience, $10 or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the more trips you do, the tougher it is obviously to follow the trail, right? Because it's kind of an inconvenient thing to just go check your receipts and then go back, check your card if the correct amount hit, right? So there's problems like that with the Uber Pro debit card, the new one.
Okay.
Other than that, there's a couple of other issues that I know of, which is, you can go obviously to a free ATM. That's not the issue. But if you want to move like a bulk of money, there is like a PayPal kind of a percentage that they're charging you to move
Right.
your money to your checking account if you want immediately. If you don't want it, then it's a couple business days, it's free. But the biggest problem I've heard is the credits. When the trip ends, the correct amount is not getting credited to the debit card.
That's interesting because whenever when I do end a trip for Uber, obviously with the upfront price, you know what the damn money is.
Yeah.
And so the notification will come up on top of the phone. I'll pull it down. So far for me, I can't
Yeah.
speak for anybody else. So far for me, it's penny for penny what it's supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
I
when
hope they fixed it. I mean,
How much was it off, Sergio?
In his case, it was, and the most that he'd seen, it was like $1 and change on a single trip, but mostly, 20 cents, 50 cents, 30 cents, all different prices. A couple of them were in his favor, mostly on the negative side. I mean, look, I keep saying this, and then people call me this, Uber, that. Look, man, they squeezed 22 billion trips in 1 quarter into their systems. Okay. I am truly, truly shocked that shit does not go wrong more often. Okay. That's a massive number of trips. I mean, 22
Yes.
billion, 2.2 billion trips in 1 3-month period. That's eats and rides. Stuff is going to go wrong. I mean, as whatever they have, computers and engineers and this and that, stuff happens. And then, every driver sends me this. Oh, what do I do now? I'm like, I'm not Uber support. I mean, it is what it is. And then when you say that, you disappoint them. But then on the other hand, it's a massive system, man. And stuff is going to go wrong. And, the adjustments that have to happen. And then they have the same thing on the passenger side. They have to collect. They have to pay you. it's a massive system. So patience is required, and then stuff will go wrong. But most of the time, they will correct it. Most of the time,
Well,
the
I
biggest.
want to interrupt you. I want to interrupt you there, Sergio, because you just alluded to something, and I'm just going to say it. You are damn sure not an Uber shill. You are not an Uber shill. If
I
you're on the take, if you're on the take from Uber, if Dara is slipping you a couple shares here and there,
I'm doing
okay,
a good job, right?
you, man, you are the worst at upholding them damn companies. Because, bro, I hear you going slap off on them in public on Harry's channel of all channels. Because you know how I feel about it. But, bro, you are definitely. If anybody calls you a shill, you know what? Let me know. I'll go smack the shit out of them and
I
call it a
know,
day.
man. You
I'll
get
go
used
Will
to it.
Smith
We
it
know.
and we'll get it over with. All right.
You get used to
Now,
it after a
I'm
while.
gonna do it a little more manly. I ain't gonna stand there and like
I get
hit him like Will did. That's a little.
You
That was
know
a
what
little
it is?
flag hit.
Vinny, is that you get used to it after a while, because what happens is that, there are so many opinions, and the channel has grown obviously big time, and you get more opinions. Everybody has an opinion. You're all entitled to your opinion. I know what I'm doing. I know what we're doing. We'll just stick to the game plan, bigger picture in mind, and then I
Amen.
I
People
can't
can,
just roll
yeah,
with the. You gotta learn how to roll with the punches when you're doing this YouTube thing, man.
people that aren't in your shoes will misrepresent you constantly. I mean, if Ronnie Speed's any example of that, if Eddie's any example of that, you, Sergio, I mean, you get stuff on your videos with people that don't know any of your experiences, don't know how you grew to get the wisdom that you have to make decisions in this market, in your own individual markets, and will say whatever they can fly out of their mouth to try to get under your skin. And they're just hoping that you'll take a second and you'll respond to them, and you'll acknowledge them for what?
Yeah.
That 1 second of fame. Oh yeah, I got him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their
you
victory for the
But then
day.
this is what you do. You come back. Ronnie comes back every week. Look at my numbers, bro.
Receipts.
I ain't got nothing to I don't have to prove anything to you, but this is for the people that actually want to do something with themselves.
Nah, but this internet thing is funny. Haters are gonna hate. It happens in all social media, not just YouTube. And to me, it's like I got to be like Clinton. I got to cover myself with Teflon, and then that's it. It's like nothing will stick
That's
to
the
you
other
that way.
channel. Stop. That's the other channel. That's the other
Oh,
channel.
okay.
Man, you mentioned certain names. They start, that
Okay.
green little money dollar sign goes to yellow, and then
Oh, yeah.
next thing you know, you're on Rumble. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I don't think you can mention that either. That'll
Hold on. There we go. We got the delayed bonk there.
So we got
Go
some
ahead,
questions.
Steve.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
just throwing
Steve,
in.
hit
We
'em
got
up.
some questions. We got Bo.
Do your job. You got one job, Steven. Do your job.
We got Bo
Okay,
show. The Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive long range dropped by 10K. It's 52K now. It was 62K 3 months ago. What do you all think about that? And I'm going to change this question a little bit to the vehicle market at large, and especially since Ronnie just bought his car. I don't know how far back that was, but what do you think about the drop in vehicle prices over the last couple of months or so?
You asking me what I think about the drop prices in the
Yeah, go
Tesla, or
ahead.
just vehicles in general?
Vehicles in general, but if you want to speak on the Tesla, because Bo Show is asking specifically about the Tesla.
I'll speak directly on the Tesla. First question I have for you is, why do you want a Tesla? Not saying it's a bad move, but you should really ask yourself, why do you want a Tesla? What's your charging situation? What's your experience like? Like, how long you been doing this, and are you ready to make that commitment? People, when they, like I said, they get car fever, so they want to buy a car. But when everything is going good, it's going good. But once something bad happens, then it leaves you on the table for greater risk. And
I'll
you
cut
also
in
have
real
to.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he said earlier before that comment, he said in the Tesla during summer months, I was grossing about $1,800 to $2,200 a week. However, because rideshare drivers make more money time over distance, I'm willing to accept a standard ride. Not sure what he means with the standard ride, but it sounds like he was making $1,800 to $2,200 a week in the Tesla.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just giving you things to consider, and also, I mean, should more often than not, you're gonna be out there a lot longer. Then another thing that you have to consider is what if you want to go on vacation or something. And if you get a Tesla, let's say your note is what 1,000, 1,100, whatever the case may be.
Mine's
You
12.
know, yeah, you also have to consider that. So now you paying more money to a vehicle instead of using that money to invest in yourself, as far as maybe some type of education, some courses, things that you can learn. So the choice is yours, man. Like I said, I don't argue with people. I just got 2 words for you. Good luck.
Mm.
Yeah, can I
Any-
say a couple of words? Well, let me say a couple of
Oh
words.
yeah, go.
Math don't lie. You got to do your math, man.
Numbers
Numbers don't lie. I mean, when you're making a major investment like that, getting into a Tesla or a 3 or a Y or whatever it is that you're getting into, you do your numbers before instead of looking at what other people are doing. Other people are not you, and you're not going to be other people. You're just going to have to figure that out. Put numbers on a pen and paper. You don't have to do some elaborate spreadsheet and this and that. It's simple math, man. You have money going out, you have expenses, and then you have what's coming in. Variability in the rideshare business is huge, right? One week they can offer you a massive quest. Next week they don't offer you anything. Well, there you go. Then what are you going to do? So to me, it's like you gotta make sure your numbers are tight. In fact, what you should do as a driver is, don't even consider any of the bonuses or incentives they're offering you. Can you survive on base rates on that car? If you cannot survive
That's a
on
hell of a
base
point.
rates, if you don't survive on base rates, or with upfront now, we don't have base rates anymore. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not a strategic driver, and if you cannot hunt surge down, and if you don't go with the flow of the city, and all these things that all these guys do on this channel, obviously, that's why they're successful. Even at worst times, they're going to make more money than the average driver because they know what they're doing. So the most important thing to me is, you just bare bones. This is my cost, expenses on one side of the column. The other side, what's the worst that I can make on a weekly basis? And I hate the word make. What's the worst I can gross, right? So then you have your numbers straight, then you go make the commitment. But I think with as big as the variabilities, in certain weeks, incentives are up to 30 to 40% of a driver's income. That's a fact. And now those incentives are gone, right? I mean, and now you have to figure out, okay, well, that was a big chunk of my earnings. Now you have to maybe get better at what you do, as opposed to, to replace those lost earnings through incentives. You have to know, when and where it surges. You have to be there before it surges, as opposed to get there or chase the surge. I mean, all these important things that all these successful drivers do. We do surveys in certain cities, in most cities. The difference between the top 5% guys and the bottom 5% guys is like 3x. Meaning a bottom 5% guys will make $10 an hour. The top, 5% guys will make $30 an hour. That's a huge difference. And you're both doing the same thing. You're both picking up and dropping off. It's not rocket science. But why are they so much more successful than you? Right? So those are the things you have to figure out. And then
But Serge, that goes back to what we all try to do, right? So, and yourself, you have channels, YouTube channels, and Rumble channels, and websites that are going to try to help you and keep you in a positive state and frame of mind and keep you moving forward. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got the grifters, what I call the grifters, right? And I'm not going to, no, but it's a real thing. You got those that are going to keep you in a depressed, negative state of mind. You might get, because we all know you never know who's going to get in your car, right? That's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Ronnie alluded to earlier. You don't know what opportunity is going to come through or step in front of you because you're too damn closed-minded and it's already so damn negative about the thing that you don't realize that's an opportunity in front of you. And I'm not going to get religious because I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. God always puts in front of you. You just got to have your eyes open enough to see it.
Yeah. Well,
right?
the other thing, Vinny, but the other thing is the reason you guys are still successful in a slowing market, we're not going to sugarcoat this, okay? Market's shit right now.
Call it straight.
And it's going to be shit for a long time. I mean, I had a call at noon today with a couple of bankers. I mean, it's horrible out there. So
Oh yeah.
What's gonna happen is that how do you guys talk about pivot, adjusting, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mhm.
You have to adjust. You have to adjust your shifts. You have to adjust your hours. You have to make, if you were not a drunk hour driver, maybe you'll have to be a drunk hour driver now. You have to, every time they zig, you have to learn how to zag. I mean, this is the name of the game. So it's, and again, this is not employment, right? This is not a job. It's not a career. This is something that you're doing, hopefully in a transition to some bigger, better things. Are there drivers that have been out there for 7 years full time? Yeah, there are, but they're like handful, maybe 10% of all drivers out there are like that. And to me, for drivers, advice now is probably more important than ever, because when stuff is good, everybody's making money.
Right.
Like last August,
Yeah.
September, October, I was making $60, $70 an hour on X. Can I do that now? Absolutely not. In LA, absolutely not.
Nope.
But now, you got to be content with what you're doing. But this is actually the most important time to know what your costs are, because when you're making $50 an hour, you go, whatever.
Yeah,
My
nobody
gas costs
cares.
10 more
Yeah.
cents.
Right.
My gas
Nobody
costs
cares.
10 more cents. Who cares? Tires, I go buy the more expensive tires. Well, now you really, really have to count your pennies and pinch your pennies and figure out your costs,
100%.
because the margin, your own margin, is very tight right now.
Eddie, you're awfully quiet over there tonight, Eddie.
That's what.
You better not.
Well,
you better
I'm
not
letting
be-
Sergio talk, because I was listening to Sergio, and then like I said earlier, he was talking about the guy that it was multiple pickups. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
that
at the
one from
end,
last
he made
night.
like $3. He made like $3 on it, and he had to do it because I believe he had a lot of cancellations or something like that. How did it
No,
go,
actually,
Sergio?
that's actually, I didn't give the whole story, and that I just, kind of made it look like it was horrible. I know why he did it. That's Kyle, by the way. That's WeZoom, right?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, that's WeZoom, but he had a 3-4-21. So in 15 minutes, add another 21. He made $25 on that, right? He had a 3-4. He had a 3-4-21 streak. But now, hold on a second though. If he didn't have the 3-4-21 streak, would he do it? Absolutely not. He wouldn't.
Hell
But
no.
but there are guys out there that do it without that streak. That's the goddamn problem we have. There are people out there who will take those 262s in LA and 327s on Uber. And that's the problem that we have. We have the problem of people taking shit after shit after shit without knowing, what their costs are. And I'm like, we can't fight that. I mean, and blame those people because they got to put food on the table, man. I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, I think the most important thing for any new driver.
Somebody's pointing. Eddie, what are you pointing at, buddy?
What it says on Sergio's on the top. Don't.
Oh, the declining
on
garbage. You know your worth.
Yeah. So I'm trying to point down to it.
You're trying to point down. This is Hollywood Squares, bro. This ain't the Hollywood Squares, bro.
Decline garbage, bro.
Hey,
Garbage.
real quick, shout out to all those that are watching tonight. We appreciate y'all joining us as we do every Wednesday night. And as you can see, the RideShare Garage is a collection of. It's not limited to. And we are always open to anybody who's out here trying to move in a positive direction. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We would ask that you hit the like button on whichever channel you're watching, because I know we're streaming from a central location, but we're streaming out on Steven's channel. We're streaming out on Eddie's channel. We're streaming out on Brandon's channel. I don't know if Ronnie and Sergio are streaming out. Sergio might get in trouble if he streams out. So
I would stream, but I don't know this technical stuff. Maybe that was the problem with that I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm like Sergio.
I'm an illiterate when it comes to
I added my channel, so yeah.
Oh, there he is. All right, so we're streaming out on Ronnie's channel. And
I hope so.
like I said, I love everybody that's here.
I'll verify right now.
What do we got, Brandon? What do we got?
Looks
Can't see that, bro.
Blurry.
Okay, and you're not gone yet.
I'm trying to stay for the boys, but if this keeps happening, I might have to go.
Oh, you signed online?
Oh,
I live in the middle of the city, man. I always get rides.
Downtown.
How much was that request? Because we need
$14 for 7 minutes.
Look, he pondering.
and you're still sitting there. And you're still sitting
I'm
there.
getting my keys in my pocket.
Sergio is like,
And you're
come
still
on.
sitting there.
There you go.
This is crack right here. This is crack right here. This is crack.
Yeah, Sergio, you guys
Crack,
gotta
bro.
understand, bro. Right? He says to me when we first met and we first got that Discord set up, he said, Vinny, whenever you get a Lux Black XL ride, send me a screenshot. So I do when I get the unicorn, because listen,
I
I
fucking
tell you
love
all the
it.
time, right? Yeah, but it's look, you get once, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, you get the unicorn. I call it the unicorn because I've gotten 30-mile rides that's paid $150. And
Lux
I
Black
get it.
XL pays more
But you
in
don't
South
see
Florida
that
than any
often.
other country or any other
So
state.
I send it to Brandon, and Brandon's like the little pervert jerking off in the neighbor's window, when he sees that. And the last one I sent him was $17 for 1 mile, Sergio.
What
1 mile.
about that? What about that $144 one you showed me for 30 minutes?
Yeah, bro, it was 28 miles, 30 minutes. I was there and gone. So let me see if okay, let me check that real quick.
That's good, brother.
Guest channels.
I am
No,
ready to go, Ron.
we got to get you linked up, Ronnie. We got to get you linked up.
Oh, okay.
We got to get you, Steven, hit him in the private chat and let him know how to link it up. I'm not sure if he's been through this. Ronnie, what do you use? StreamYard or Restream?
I'm using Restream right now.
Oh, then you should be able to pair up. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can, depending on what level of Restream you're on, like we got the $50 a month one, right? So
Mhm.
I can do 8 destinations at one time, but you can link up to like 50 more channels. So you could legit have one stream centrally broadcasting and going out to almost 60 channels.
I think I probably had to turn it on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hey, I'm new to all this technology, man. It sounds like these people
Well,
when they get
I'm
inside
putting
the
this part
Tesla.
out
Hey,
there.
I don't know how to work this technology.
No, I'm
How do
putting
you
this
open
out
the
there
door?
because earlier I was on the Driven Dad and the Driven Moms channel on their
Mhm.
live stream, and me and another guy, friendly, we got into which is better, StreamYard or Restream. And I
Okay.
just happen to think Brandon got me turned on to Restream, and now I'm a Restream fanboy. So y'all figure that out. Eddie, carry the show.
Yeah,
Sergio,
it's
carry the
not
show. I'll be right back.
Okay. So no, I gotta. So Linda says, have any of you done food delivery for Lyft? I attempted one time, but they're so far behind, or DoorDash, especially Uber, even Uber Eats, even Grubhub, which is garbage. So no, Lyft is,
We do
I
have one
wouldn't
person
suggest
on
doing it.
here.
We go hungry doing it.
I got a couple
You
of
have one
rides
person
today,
on?
and I didn't do it. I just declined.
Yeah.
We
single
do have
time.
one person on here who does food delivery. It's Kiera Tracks.
Oh,
If
Kiki.
if you follow at the end of the show, if you watched the rebroadcast on YouTube, Vinny puts everyone's contact information in the description. So I'm sure he'll put Kiera's on there as well, so you can follow her and see what she does for food delivery. She only caters to the higher wealth people in Atlanta. The big baller millionaires. She makes
Okay.
pretty good money.
Yeah, that's why she
Yeah,
gets
Sergio, man, you gotta really check about.
All
She
right,
wrote an
I gotta go,
ebook
man.
out. All
Uber's
right.
paying $96 an hour right now. I gotta go.
All right, get your
All
ass
right,
out of here.
man.
We'll see you when you get back.
Make that
All right,
money.
hit that.
Hey, the bulletproof vest is right
See-
behind you. Don't forget it.
See, he just said something. He just said something. Brandon just said something that I completely disagree.
I think you
Right?
and Jeff are correct.
So
What's that?
he goes, Uber is paying $96 an hour now. He's playing the game that Uber and Lyft are playing, meaning he looks at his
Utilize-
active hour. He got
Ooh,
that
shit.
one trip that's going to pay him $96 an hour and extrapolates over that period and goes, that's $96 an hour. That's not $96 an hour. You just made $20 in 15 minutes. Now, if you can do 4 more of those, that's $80 an hour, and guarantee you're not going to do 4 more of those, right? So this active hour shit that blows my mind that people still have not caught on to this. When Uber goes, yeah, all drivers are making $37 an hour on active time, including incentives and tips. That's active hour. But the math is simple. If you did a $9 trip and it took you 15 minutes, you multiply that times 4. That's how they're getting their 36. Well, what are the odds you're going to do 4 more of those or 3 more of those after you did the first $9 trip for 15 minutes? 0. So to me, what he just said is bad advertising right there. Oh, Uber is offering me $90 an hour. Nope, Uber is now. If there was a trip that was $90 and it's going to take you the whole hour, yeah, then you just made $90 an hour. But if Uber just offered you an $18 trip, let's say for a half hour, or $18 trip for 10 minutes, you can't take that, multiply that times 6, and say Uber is offering me $90 an hour. I disagree with that.
Right. Listen, Wes's grocery store. I want to disagree with you there. I think Ronnie and Jeff are delivering the same message. I really do. I think they're delivering the same message. They're just coming from 2 different streets. So on the one hand, you got Jeff, who is purposely trying to motivate you to know your worth and get what you're worth. You know, like the old Rocky, the whole thing. Now, if you know what you're worth, go out and get what you're worth. And that's what Jeff is trying to motivate you to, where you don't have to stay in this woe is me, enslaved to the app mentality. That's what Jeff's coming at you. Always looking to build something up. With Ronnie's coming at you like, man, I don't want to hear it. I'm getting my money. This is how I get my money. I'm making $2,000 a week. And I still want you to get out there and get what you're worth. They're both trying to push you in the same direction. It's just coming from 2 different directions.
Who is Jeff?
Jeff is Uber Jeep AZ.
Okay.
He's a member of the garage.
Yeah.
He's not working tonight. And
yeah, I wish he came in. You guys would have a real good conversation.
Well, and then the other part to that too is where Jeff doesn't have it. Jeff's issue is with another YouTuber who constantly plays the victim. And this can lead into a whole wild conversation. And y'all stop me if I start getting off the rails. All right. Because I don't want to get off the damn rails tonight. That's Sunday night on the No Grip Zone. Listen, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care where you come from. We all got a story. We all came through some bullshit. Right. But if you let it beat you down, just like if you let these apps beat you down, then you're going to stay down. And that's what Jeff's coming at with his channel. I'm going to defend that man because I know his history. A lot of people don't know his history. I know his history. And so all of us in here done been through some rough stuff. I don't care. Even Sergio. I know Sergio ain't listen, he's not no elite, proper 1% white guy from Europe. Hell no.
I'm definitely not white, bro. I have to mark Dominican, but I'm definitely not white.
But my point is we all have been through some crap, and we're all sitting here we rise together, right? What is it? A rising tide lifts all boats. And so I kind of, maybe I shouldn't take it personal, but I kind of took that a little personal. Wes, I love you, I respect you, but yeah, nah, they both coming from the same place, bro, from the heart. Okay.
There's a good comment there. Julio Coutinho says, the math is you need to have someone in your car when you're driving, otherwise you don't make any money. Don't be too picky. I completely disagree with that one. I disagree with Brandon on the $90 an hour one. This one, I completely disagree. Now, Julio, you can have a butt in the back seat and go with whatever they give you, okay? So
and you can drive for free.
We all know there's a glass ceiling in this, right? I mean, in LA, I can squeeze max maybe 4.5 trips an hour, depending on what kind of incentive I'm working for, right? But if you just did this and just have a butt in the back seat, quantity over quality, it's not a winning game. It's just not. Your numbers are not going to, you will create some cash flow, but you're not going to be profitable doing that. To me, that's the attitude that, is getting us where we're getting. It's like, I'll just accept, because if I sit on my ass, I'm not going to make any money. I'm like, yeah, okay. But, cash flow is different than being profitable.
There was one thing that they used to do to me. So whenever I was getting really close to my bonus or my quest, they used to send me to the middle of
crap out of you.
Yeah. And what I was doing was that I would switch into deliveries, because if all I needed was 5 deliveries to get my $200 bonus, because I knew that's what they were going to do. they were gonna send me to like the middle of nowhere so I don't get the quest, to a
100%.
really far trip. And
100%.
and at that time, that's when I used to switch and I used to do a couple of deliveries. That's why sometimes on my videos it'll be like $3 deliveries and stuff. And people say, "Hey, why are you doing $3 deliveries?" I was like, "It's because of the quest." I finished
what
my
they do,
quest.
though,
The $3, boom, I hit the quest.
But Eddie, what they're doing now is that, see, I did nothing but rideshare, and the last 6 months I did a lot more delivery than rideshare just to learn about the game, because if I'm on top about it, I'd rather do it. So far I've done 850 deliveries last 6 months. That's not a lot, but it's decent, right? So what happened is that,
more than I've ever done.
yeah, well, no, because I mean I'm like Kiera, I'm in a upper middle class white neighborhood, and then tips are good. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. So, and I enjoy doing it. I'm productive, I'm USDA cherry picker when it comes to deliveries. My acceptance rate is probably like 8%. And so 1 out of 10. So what do I do the rest of the time? My utilization factor is like 48%, meaning half the hour I'm delivering, half the other hour I'm just twiddling my fingers, but then I'm being productive, answering emails, doing phone calls, commenting on videos, whatever.
That part.
Yeah. So, but here's
It's
the
the
deal,
same
though.
thing. Yeah,
When
but
it
Sergio,
comes,
that's the same thing Ronnie's saying. That's
Yeah.
the same thing Eddie's saying. It's
Yeah.
the same thing I'm saying, and that point needs to be. I just wanted to stress that point. Go ahead, sir. My bad.
No, I agree with all of you guys, but then this is the deal, though. So when Eddie said he would complete his quest by doing deliveries, right? Because I know they're throttling him, and he knows he's throttling him. They will never admit it, but either they're going to send you to Timbuktu that there are no trips, right?
Yeah.
You're going to shut you down either that way, or they're totally going to shut you down. They're going to ghost you, basically. The app is going to ghost you
I get that a
until
lot.
you could be like in the middle of Santa Monica where 10,000 trips exist, or wherever you are. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're not in the suburbs, right? And you position yourself correctly to finish your quest, they're still going to throttle you, right?
Yep.
But that's a given, because not everybody is supposed to finish the quest. If everybody finishes the quest, Uber will lose their asses more than they're losing it now. So
my favorite is going all the way back home and then getting a ride as soon as I make it into the parking lot.
You better believe it. So, but here's the deal. So I used to do rideshare. So I would, just like Eddie, when they throttled me, I would take my deliveries and, roll it into the quest. So after 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks, Uber sends me an email. They go, it's a cut and paste AI email, obviously. They go, well, we noticed you're doing a lot more deliveries now. Going forward, you're only going to get delivery quests.
Oh, that's garbage.
Yes, I even wrote an article about it. I go, what kind of freedom and flexibility is this bullshit, right? I'm going like, okay. So the algorithm figures that you're doing deliveries, and you're doing the trick of, like, now if I had a quest, let's say 50 trips for like $200, that's an extra $4 per delivery. Now the sweet spot, Eddie, for that, if you're going to do that, if you're doing about 55% rideshare and 45% delivery, they will not cut you off of the rideshare quest. Because in the last 6 months, I had never had a delivery quest ever. They put me on quest jail. There is no quest for me.
My deliveries were very minimal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to do. That's like, you got to use delivery like a filler, like a filler. Like I did 60, my quest is 80, I do 20 deliveries.
I didn't know they did that. I didn't know they did that.
Oh, absolutely. Eddie, go read the article. It goes, what kind of flexibility and freedom is this? Because I'm on quest jail. I haven't seen a rideshare quest for like 6 months now. Now I have to do probably about 2 weeks or a month of rideshare without any incentives. Then they'll probably send me a quest. I go like, you can shove it. I don't want it. So you got to be careful. If you're doing it like that, the threshold is about 55%, 60%. You cannot do 60% delivery and 40% rideshare. They will completely cut you off of quests. There's no quest.
Okay. All right. Wow. Because on Sundays, remember that when they used to have a make 3 trips and you get like the bonus or something like that, the consecutive trips. There used to be a consecutive trips, and then there used to be like $1.50 $1.50 for bonus for every delivery. So what I used to do on Sundays, which was my highest paying days, was my quest was like $200, $300, whatever. So I would do deliveries all day, but I would do my 3. I'll pick up my 3. I'll pick my first one inside. I will finish, shut the app off. I'll go back inside, and I'll do that all day. And I'll make like $500 in like 4 hours. And people are asking me, "It's like, hey, how you doing now? We just doing deliveries." I was like, "Dude, just do the quest, just do deliveries, and it just all adds up, But they never throttled me.
There you go. Yeah, I think deliveries are great if you're in a good area. Because deliveries, I'm getting T-shirt done for me. It says I work for tips when I do deliveries, because that's about it. Delivery base rates are so horrible that you're basically hoping and praying that the tip is there, and then you're not going to get tip paid, because Uber gives the customer an hour to take the tip back. In what goddamn world that exists, I don't know. But that's how tip baiting happens.
Jeff's got a shirt. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Jeff's got one of his shirts, and on the right shoulder across the back, big as day, tips appreciated. So when he's driving, whoever's in the back sees the tips appreciated on the back of his shirt. I love that, man. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, a great idea.
So I see Kiara's in the comments, right? And Ronnie, I don't think you know who Kiara is, but she's the queen of the channel. And I was hoping she was going to be on the show tonight. I don't know what the problem is. I'm gonna have to come up there to Atlanta. Kiara, you ain't but 12 hours away. I'd have made that rip 1,000 times. I'm gonna have to come get you. She just wrote a new ebook, right? And we were looking through it, all about food delivery. And I'm gonna tell you what, I've never done a food delivery ever, right? Never done it. I know how to do it now. And I'm not saying that because she's one of us. I'm saying it because it is so well written and it is so easy to follow that I was, like I said, I was hoping she's going to be on the channel tonight. I just hollered at her in a text, and hopefully she can get to us. She lives a little bit of a different lifestyle, so it's not always easy for her. Anyway, what kind of questions, Steven? What kind of good questions we got sitting out there tonight?
I was messing around in the background trying to get control, so I'll hit you with some questions in a second once I go through the comments.
All right. Deacon Lift Linda, she wants to know what is average hours do you drivers work in a day? Ronnie, how many hours do you average a day, my friend?
Man, that's a good question. I'm gonna say anywhere from 8 to 10 and a half, maybe. I like to go just by the week, man. Like, so in the week, I'll say anywhere from like 50, maybe 60 plus, sometimes 70, depending on, the market and like the incentives. It all depends, man. Cause now since I have a channel, I'm doing 2 racks a week calls, driving, girls,
He says, I gotta have a life too, guys.
man.
I ain't strictly in the prayers.
You gotta enjoy it, because people, they in my comments, well, if you drive that much, like, you don't have time to do. I have time to do everything I like to do. So
when
they'll tell you don't have a life. I'm like, I hear that so many times. Like, bro, there's 168 hours a week. I'm saying,
right.
I mean, I drive 60 and then there's 108 left. I don't have to sleep. When I'm dead, I'm going to sleep a lot. So what else?
Right.
What do you want from me? You know what I mean? And like, what life do you
just
have?
because you don't? Yeah, just because you don't know how to utilize your time and you like to waste it on instant gratification doesn't mean I have to be the same.
Yeah, or just wake up early.
Well, think about it this way too. Okay, so say you're a square and you're working 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
That 40 hours a week is like 50 hours a week.
Hell
because you got to get up, drive your ass to work, which you don't get paid for, right? Then you got the half-hour lunch in there. So your 8 hours is really 8.5. Now we're at 9.5. And then you got to drive home in that traffic. Yeah, 10 hours, that's 50 hours a week. So what does it matter if Ronnie or Eddie or Steven or Serge or me, we're putting in 50 hours a week? It's the same 50 hours. The only difference is I get to control what 50 hours I put in that week.
Exactly.
Whereas the square at the job, no, man, you got.
Well, the other thing, Vinny, is that, the 50 hours that they figure out, right? 40 hours they're getting paid for, 10 hours they're on the road. They're not getting paid for. Well, guess what? that extra 10 hours we could be on the road getting paid for. You know, you can set your DF,
Well-
go home and get paid. You're monetizing those 10 hours that they're not getting it. And by the way, average travel time to work in the United States, this is by the Department of Transportation, is 38 to 42 minutes on average each way.
That's insanity, man.
Okay, so they're an hour and a half they're on the road. So that's times 5. That's 7.5 to 8 hours you're on the road without barring no traffic situations. That's like open freeway kind of a thing. So when everybody says, "Oh yeah, 40 hours a week, whatever," yeah, I'm like, okay, you know.
All right. So, Kyle says, just go to Chat GPT to write the ebook. Yeah, but you know what? Hey,
we talked about that.
Eddie and I have been messing around with this.
Me too.
Like, no joke. Oh, you too, Ronnie?
Mm-hmm.
It's no joke. You type in something and it does. It spits you out a whole video. It'll spit you out a whole script. But what I'll say to this is, while that AI is pretty damn good and spot on, it's a different world, Kyle, when you're writing it from your experience, you know. And I'm telling you, when y'all see this ebook, if you're into food delivery, this is going to be one to have. I'm not promoting it. I'm just telling you facts, straight
I want
facts.
Sergio to take a look. I want to see Sergio's opinion on it.
Which one?
Okay, so here's a good question.
On Kiki Kiara's ebook.
I haven't
Antonio.
read it. I'll have to read it. I didn't even know you wrote a book. So
I'll talk to Kiara if she's cool with it. Sergio, I email it to you.
cool.
Okay, what's going on with this reservation policy update Uber sent today? I just saw the email before we went on live today. Basically, what it's saying is 2 strikes and you're out. So they
2 strikes for what?
2 strikes on the Uber reservation policy. So
where you don't pick them up.
So you got right. You accept a reservation with Uber, right? If you have to cancel that ride, you need to do it 61 minutes prior, so that they have the opportunity to rematch them. I get that. I understand that. That's fair. And then the other one was God, what was the second? Hold on, I'll find right now. There was a second part to this. Be online at least 60 minutes before the trip starts, so that they can set you a destination filter to your pickup and you can get a ride. But the point is 60 minutes prior, you need to be online and you can't cancel. If you do that twice,
it used to be 40, now 60.
Right.
It's 60 minutes.
Yeah,
now. That's the change. 60 minminutes. 60 minutes.
I didn't get that.
I didn't get that
I'm gonna
either.
throw you off. Bro, you want me to show you the email?
60 minutes. Wow. What if the trip is on? What if the pickup is only like 10 minutes away? Do I still, and then what?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
The algorithm will send me in the opposite direction. They won't find me this direction, and I have to dead mile it to pick this person up. I'm like, what kind of bullshit is that? And I'm like, whatever.
Hold on, I'm going to show it to you right now, guys. Give me 1 second.
I didn't get that email. It must be a Florida thing, bro.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe it's the county.
I don't like Floridians. But they blame everything. California blames everything on Florida.
That's all right.
Steven, did you get it?
We already know most problems are there in Florida.
We got DeSantis. Y'all gonna have that Newsom dude. Y'all can have that. So as it says here, that's right. Y'all can have that dude. Don't bring his ass here, bro. We'll run him out of town. All right. This is the new high. Uber Premium Reserve is an enhanced ride option. Yada yada yada. Here's the update. If something comes up and you
there it is.
Do so at least 60 minutes prior before the trip. This gives your rider time to get matched with a new driver. Okay. Be online at least 60 minutes before the trip. This lets us know that you are planning to keep the reservation. If you're not online at least 60 minutes before the trip, the reservation may be offered to another driver.
Definitely.
Right. You may lose access to the reservation section of the driver app.
More like you will.
These guidelines on more than 2 reservations. So there you go. Sergio, your thoughts?
You know what they say? They don't say something that I get emails, not too many, but I get few a week. They will send me an email saying that, look at this, I had a reservation, it disappeared off my screen.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, that happened.
of course it disappeared because they were able to successfully shop that at a lower price to someone else to increase their take rate anyway. That's why it kind of disappeared. You didn't cancel. The passenger didn't cancel. It just went into thin air. And I go, yep, they must have found a fool that's going to do a little cheaper than you. And they just took it off your screen, although they're not supposed to. But that's what they do. So I mean, I dig reservations. That's what they're doing. You know, they're doing that on deliveries and stuff now. We showed one yesterday, which was actually from Florida. There was a reservation to deliver donuts or bagels somewhere. No joke. This is on the stream. Okay. And you have to be online, obviously, now 60 minutes before to go pick up those donuts and or you know, no joke. I'm saying, it's on the stream. Well, you know how much the pay was? I had never seen it. It's not photoshopped. I verified it. $1.11.
Huh?
$1.11.
I must have missed that.
Oh, you did, yeah. $1.11. I get them all the time from Walmart. Four drop-offs. You know, I had a good one yesterday. It was like 43 minutes for $11.19 with 4 drop-offs.
Wow.
Reservation.
Wow.
They're all in my opportunities. Wow. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, $1.11, bro.
Craziness. I speaking to that, this was about 3 weeks ago. Y'all know down here in South Florida, we got all these cruise ports, right? So Port Everglades is the big cruise port out of Fort Lauderdale. I get a request or a reservation request. It was going to be like 4 days away, right? Kiara's here. I'm going to finish the story and then we're going to get in with the queen. It was 116 miles Lux ride to the other side of the state, which is Naples. $220 for 116 miles. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that. It was a Wednesday and it was an 8 a.m. pickup. Wednesdays are my slowest day here in South Florida. So if you're going to send me over there and I got the opportunity to rip back with another ride, if I don't, I ride back with the apps on and I'll take the mileage deduction. No big deal. It was worth it to me, right? And dude, the day before, the guy's on a cruise boat. He's not going to cancel the ride. He's on a damn cruise ship. They got no signal out there. Yeah. When they're on a boat, bro, they got no internet until they hit a port. Okay? And why would you cancel your ride going back home? But you know what? It was gone. It was gone from my reservations. I was mad as hell. I was 38 high.
They stole it.
Oh my God. Lyft wound up doing me good that day, but yeah, so I hear you on that.
They do it all the time.
Where'd you go, baby? Kiara. She was here and then she's gone again. Where'd she go? Okay, when she comes on, she comes on. There she is.
Hi.
Kiara, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. On, how are you?
I'm putting you up. Hold on, I'm gonna put you up. Oh, we missed you. We haven't seen you in a while. We're trying to get you back here. What's going on?
Yeah, doing Uber Eats in New Jersey. So the schedule that I was doing in Atlanta is not working here. I've got to start earlier. I start now 9:10, and I get out there. I have to take $7 orders, but they're going shorter distances, and I have to take orders all 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So I'm ready to get out of here. And
now I got a question. Kiara, did you make any deliveries to a guy named Nick?
Oh, that's right.
That's a joke for Eddie. Eddie's girlfriend's up in Eddie's girlfriend's name is Nick from Jersey. So
what?
Yeah, it's Sergio's like my top hater. I don't understand. He's very, very, very bipolar. He'll compliment me on one, and then he'll hate me on the other one. I was like, hey, make up your mind.
Sergio,
but yeah,
Sergio, you know how you got Norma Stitz?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Nick from Jersey is your Norma Stitz.
Oh, I got
I miss nothing, bro. I catch it all. It all. I'm observant. Like, listen, you sit in the tank for a lot of years behind the main gun. You learn how to You learn how to find things. You just see everything. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kiara, I'm sorry, baby. So when are you heading back to Atlanta? When are you getting up out of Jersey?
I'm leaving January. I'm getting out of Jersey. I'm going back to Atlanta.
Come on south. Come on south. Come on south.
Yeah, money. The money there is so nice earlier today. Like what the area that I was in there, the median household income was in that area, and where I'm at in Jersey, I think it's $8,000. So just a drastic difference in the disposable income that people have from one area to the next.
When we've been bragging on your ebook. By the way, congratulations on writing that. I read through it. I think it's fantastic. I feel like I could go on Uber and say, "All right, sign me up for Uber Eats, and I'm going to go make some money." And when is the question? When will we be able to drop it on the channels and for all our food delivery peoples to maybe take a look at this and download this book?
Yeah, and you can probably ask Eddie when, because once Eddie had given me some suggestions that all of the tips that I put in the book, you can have like a graph or a chart and check. You put like the cities next to it and see and kind of check off which elements that they have that might lead you to the idea that it might be a high area. So graph checklist thing, worksheet figured out, and a cover page. Then if he says, all right, it's fine, good to go out, then it's done.
All right, so it's gonna be Eddie's fault. All right, your signal's a little choppy tonight.
Yeah.
And yep, it's a little bit choppy. You sounded like Eddie over here, but you definitely ain't looking like Eddie. But you sounded like Eddie, but you ain't looking like Eddie. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot different. Yeah.
But
So
Kiara,
all right.
if you,
Oh, and look
if-
who showed up. Wait a second. Wait. Look who showed up. Look at the comment, y'all. Look who showed up. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up.
So Ronnie,
oh my god.
the RideShare
Ronnie
culture.
and Sergio, you guys don't know about this, but the RideShare culture, Ron, who at one time, here's something for you. And this is why YouTube can be transformational in itself. I'm going to tell the story, Ron, so if you don't like it, I can't help it, bro. Y'all know Marquise Brownlee, right?
yeah,
Big tech. How about Ron from the RideShare culture at one point had more subs and more video views than Marquise did?
I believe it.
Ron was way ahead of Marquise Brownlee. And then Ron quit. He punked out. That's all I'm going to say, Ron. You out of here. Anyway. All right. So, Kiara, you'll be heading back down. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Ronnie, that's Kiara. Kiara, that's Ronnie.
Nice to meet you. Heard good things about you. Congratulations on your ebook and your success.
Yeah.
I'm just being a rude host. All right. So what else we got tonight? What else we got going on tonight, y'all? We're about 2 hours or an hour 45 minutes into this tonight.
I got a question if anybody doesn't have anything else.
Oh, can I tell you that all you guys, what Brandon is not here, he's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So I spoke to a Chicago driver today. He and his brother are both on the Uber and Lyft platforms. Okay.
Okay.
So one guy drives a Tesla Y in Chicago, and the other guy drives a rental, not a EV. So they were sitting there, live in the suburbs of Chicago. They were sitting on their couch, and they said, "Let's play the game that Serge is talking about." I'm like, he got me today, and then now he's gonna do actually a screen record and send it to me. So here's the deal: they both tap on at the same time. Okay. They received in about 20 minutes 30 requests. 30, right? And being in the suburbs of Chicago, I don't know Chicago any at all, so I guess it's good. But that wasn't the point. The point was, so one guy is a 10% acceptance rate. He's a USDA cherry picker, and his brother, I thought he would be an ant because of what he said in his email, and then I talked to him actually for quite a while today. So he says, no, there's a 17% with like 20% cancellation rate, which I go, okay, so he's no ant. I'm like, okay. So he goes, we received about 30 requests, and